plan.
I gotta look important here.
You gotta look important. Alright, I'm trying to get the.
You gotta look like you're doing business while you're on this stream. Like you've got too much to do.
I'm just waiting for it to pop up on. Yeah, so we can start.
I'm already. I'm ready.
Alright, I'm sure we're already transmitting, but there we go.
We are.
Hold on. Okay, everybody. Sorry for.
Hello,
delay.
everybody.
We had some technical difficulties this time around.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah, not this guy. Oh wait,
Funny
hold
enough,
on.
my name is not
yeah,
Dirt.
this guy.
Hold on,
But
no, no.
not this.
Alright, come on. There we go. And okay, everybody.
Yeah, not this.
We are officially live now. I want to go ahead and thanks for coming back to Players Wanted. We have Lax from Lax Airsoft. We have Assault and Battery here with Battery, and then Che from Che Not Innovations. So we're here to talk about some stuff. Sorry about all the delays. It's been a little crazy today. And I'm still waiting for something to pop up there. All right, so per normal, we're going to have another discussion while we're all waiting for COVID-19 to disappear so we can play again. So, Lex, how long it's been since your last Airsoft day?
Oh, damn. I think it was when we played. When we played at Miami Airsoft. I think that was the last day for me.
So February 12th?
Oh my god.
Oh no, wait, no, sorry. No, it was actually much later. No, I completely forgot about it. But I went to Black Tiger Airsoft with the Echo 4 guys, and we had a solo game, just the team. We played Airsoft.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Sick.
I just don't know what day that was though.
Oh, that's fine. I know my last day.
Well, normally Black Tiger Airsoft they open I think the second weekend or the last weekend out of the month, something like that. They got a very strict schedule, which is cool. You can never miss their games.
Yeah, my last day was when we had Damien out on the wheelchair, which was a lot of fun. And we were supposed to be joined by Dirt. I'll have to edit the video a little bit later on. Unfortunately, Dirt, life happens. Don't know where he is, but that's good. We will be taking questions from people out on our chat and the various chats that I have open right now, which is like 5. So if you get any chats on your end there, Lax, by all means, toss them out there and we'll answer them. So, by the way, I just looked at your YouTube channel to pull your logo off originally. You know you're at 6,660 subscribers.
Yeah. I'm almost at 6,666. I think I'm like one away.
Nice.
Ouch, bro.
That's awesome.
Just one away. Yeah.
The mark of the beast. So, pretty much, we've been doing like a series of these, Lax. Since we can't play Airsoft, or you should be playing Airsoft right now. All right, hold on a second. I gotta mute a certain chat here that's blowing up. There we go. So you really should be playing right now. Have you? So you haven't played at all during quarantine, right?
Me during quarantine?
Yeah, when the whole stay-at-home orders went into place.
Yeah, I like I said, I played at the Black Tiger Airsoft Field. I believe it was the week right after quarantine started.
Okay.
Because the owner let us just have like our own private game there. Since I don't know, it's like Echo 4, the team Echo 4, that's like their field, that's like their home field. So the guy's very cool with them playing and lets them play as long as we pay like the entry fee. So we just paid I think it was like $10 to $15 each, and we all got to play just our own little private game. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Which is much better than Miami Airsoft, because like if you rent the field, it's like $300, I think.
No.
So this
depends on how you want to rent the field. If you want to rent the field for like the entire day, it's more like $3,000.
Oh,
What?
okay. Well, for
because
the one time. Go ahead.
Right. They're 3 hour or like 2
Yeah,
or
that.
4 hour party packages are like $500.
Oh,
I've
okay.
looked into them before for like events and stuff like that. They're like just for a couple hours for a party pack, it's like $500 to $1,000.
Yeah, but
And you
Jesus
don't-
Christ.
And you don't play the whole entire time because you gotta wait. They go on and off.
No, it goes back and forth, and they
Yeah.
still do delays and buffers between games, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying if you wanted to rent the entire field, it's like $3,000 for the day, depending.
Oh
on
no, we didn't do that. I got a different price for the time we did.
Yeah,
So,
no.
like,
On my side, I live in Southwest Florida, and I became really good friends with the directors of the field for Route 7 Airsoft, and it's all donation based through the church, which is pretty cool. It's private land,
Awesome.
so I can literally utilize the field, or anybody can, as long as they know about it, and you just give a $10 donation, and they also have games, and you can utilize the field. It's like 60 acres total.
oh, it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun.
All right, so we got our first question that came in, and I could actually answer the question, but oh, you already you already saw it, Lax.
Yeah.
Why
So,
why do you have green bands on your mask?
Cool, because the last time I played, I was put on tape team, and I haven't played since. So the mask has just been like that. So yeah, like at Miami Airsoft, they put tape or no tape. So I just left it there because I haven't played.
I've done that before, where I've like come home from trips from Miami, and then like I don't play Airsoft for a while, and I come back and I'm like, I'm gonna go play again, and I'll grab my thing, and it's still got the tape on it from like 6 months prior because I don't get to play that one. Hey, look at that.
So
oh, go ahead, Joker.
all right. So one of the questions that came up originally, which is one of the things we're going to talk about, I think everybody here, with the exception, even Bugsy, would be. We all play both Milsim and Speedball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but your preferred method, at least each time I've seen you, Lax, is that you're always in the Speedsoft or Get Up, right? Is that your preferred way to play?
Well, for Miami Airsoft, because we've only played on Miami Airsoft, right? I don't think I've played with you anywhere else.
Not yet. I mean, we were talking about before doing like that run up to SNS and to Gunnies and then back to Battalion.
That trifecta.
Right.
The trifecta.
Right.
So, but I'm just trying to make sure everybody's like, because my preferred way is always running Milsim, and I know that's also Yordi's preferred way. So we just want to make sure everybody's on there, even though Bugs is wearing his OD green, who the Speedsofters are and who the Milsimers are.
I mean, this is what I wear for like. This is what I wear as a top for Speedsoft.
I'm also a Speedsoft.
Okay, Airsoft Con doesn't make you a Speedy.
Oh yes, it does, bro. Have you went to their indoor field?
No, I haven't. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, this guy did.
He's got the T-shirt to prove it. All right, so pretty much some of the questions that we had before is like, people that was asked, and it goes for both sides. So if you're a Milsimer, what do you hate about Speedsofters? And Speedsofters, what do you hate about Milsimers? So
I'll let the Speedsofters go first.
I see. Now that you've said that, I don't want to go first. All right. As far as what I dislike about Milsim players and stuff like that, it's not broad. It's not against every single Milsim player. It's about particular kinds. People who take it too seriously. People that like try to behave as if they're like in the military. Not necessarily their tactics. I like the tactics and stuff like that. What I don't like is like the attitude, and when they like make it more than a game.
I'll tell you what.
I get a little bit edgy.
I'll tell you what I hate about Milsimers: the goddamn screaming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't stop! Move! Keep pushing! I'm like, the dude's right there. Okay.
you're gonna hate, and I mean hate, Bad Blood. So, what about you, Lex?
What do I hate about Milsimers?
Well, like the style of game, like
what do you hate about us?
Well, if we're just talking about like the straight up play style, not necessarily talking about the players and stuff like that, there's not really anything that I like dislike about Milsim. I don't really look at Milsim players and be, there's nothing that immediately is like, ugh. It's just it's by person and their behavior and their attitude. That's all that matters to me.
Well, okay, so personally, what I don't like about I guess, okay, so if you're talking about the play style, I guess it would be that some people just take it too serious. Like, and and when it comes to gear, there's two things I don't like. First thing I don't like is when people like put you down because you don't have expensive gear like they do. That's one thing.
I hate
And
that.
and the second thing that I don't like is when people wear too much gear and they don't feel it. That sucks. And that's something that's a reason as to why I got into, I guess, the more Speedsoft end of Airsoft, is because at Miami Airsoft there's just so much cheating. Like if you go on a weekend, you're gonna experience cheating regardless.
Yeah.
So
Specifically,
I avoid
people with
weekends,
dye
I mean.
mask.
I mean,
Shut
I'm
up.
busting your balls, dude. I'm busting your balls.
so like,
listen.
yeah, I bought this shirt because it's just one layer and I'm gonna feel it regardless, of who shoots me or where I get shot. And it's just when you wear this type of stuff, it kind of comes with like the dye mask and the whole Airsoft, like Speedsoft kind of stuff, and that's why I got into it mostly. And
Alright.
it's more comfortable and light.
I'm gonna just two parts.
Hey, wait.
Why?
I didn't get a chance to answer yet. You hold your
No,
your
you're the host. You're the host.
Yeah,
You go
that's
last.
right. I am.
Exactly. You go last.
You already answered.
No, I didn't.
Because-
I helped Shay. So
He
two
didn't
parts. This is a two-part answer. Why the things that I don't like about Milsim events and the things I don't like about Milsim players. The thing I don't like about Milsim events.
Oh, you're coming at this
besides-
from a Speedsoft perspective.
Well, no, I'm coming at it as an actual Milsim player because I see it.
Okay, cool.
Because you guys already hit on the whole like taking it serious. What I hate is people that just go there and literally sit and camp on their butt and don't do nothing. They just stay in one place. They don't want to play the mission. That's my number one pet peeve about Milsim players. Milsim
Yes, sir.
events. Vehicles. I hate the vehicles.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. I hate let me tell you why I hate the vehicles, because the individual sees that the vehicle is completely empty or there's space for one more, and the driver does not stop to pick up that one guy. I seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no team play. We're all a team, right? It's like, oh, you're not part of my squad. You're not getting in my vehicle. Like, really, guy?
Yeah, it's like that.
It is like that.
That sucks.
That's
And
my
that
that's my
sucks.
2 cents on that, on the Milsim thing.
So
Now you can go.
for my 2 cents on it is that sort of like what people take it a little bit too seriously, especially if somebody trashes somebody because of the gear or it's not perfect. Like if you go to a Milsim event and the person is only is the only one that the only thing they have are like the high caps. You're really gonna make them sit out, or you're really gonna make them spend several $100s on mags right then and there to be able to go out to effectively play? That's about the only thing.
Well, hold on, but it's on the rule set though. No high kappa, so there you go. If it's in the rules, it's in the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
get
in the
it.
rules, it's in the rules.
But if you have somebody brand new showing up and stuff like that, the Milsimmers take this way too seriously sometimes. Or like, how many people did you see like make fun of my red mags or my blue mags? And I just laugh and go, well, you know who shot you, right? On my ARP9 and all that. So now comes for the fun one that I really enjoy. What do you hate about speed softer play? I'll start this one.
I'm gonna have fun with this.
Yeah. So what I hate is that too many speed softers don't have proper target acquisition, and they come around the corner pre-firing and spray people with their hands clearly up, and they aim for like face and all that stuff. So that's like my biggest pet peeve when it comes down to it, is just getting overshot to hell.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't even have a rebuttal for that one, because like I don't tend to do it, but I know people that do, and I've played with people that do, and I know that it's a problem because it is an inherent portion of the play style, or it's an inherent trait taken on by a certain percentage of people who use our play style. I mean, yeah, there's something more to that. It sucks. I hate it. But...
I'm gonna look at it in a different perspective. I'm not gonna say what I hate about speed softers. I'm gonna say what I like about speed softers. And the one thing I love about speed softers is all the bright ass colors they wear. I'm like, target acquisition, got it. No friendly fire on my end from my side to my team.
That's why I still wear things like OD or if I do anything, it's like black or tan. But most of the time I go OD is because I can still hunker
Right.
down. I can still not be. I'm not like I mean, I'm not like somebody who's wearing like bright blue, or I'm not like somebody who's
Bro, you're just
wearing,
jealous because he has his own name brand on his shirt.
I know,
But
right?
I,
on a
I
second,
actually am. I actually am. I'm like I want that thing. I want that with a B. Like I want that with a
Right.
B.
So,
But
and the other thing, and the one thing I
yeah.
do dislike though, I gotta say, is because I got into an accident with it. I thought it was actually, I think it's actually cool, but I stopped liking it. Is when Speedsoft have run full on, like they're gone and they slide, right? And when they slide, if I'm around the corner, they don't see me, they chop, like, and I'm like, they hit me, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Doop."
Like you actually like get into a collision with them.
Well,
and then you
yeah,
fall? Is that
pretty
what
much
you're
we
saying?
collide.
Or,
Like I'm running this way, they're running this way. They slide, and then we just make like we T-bone each other.
Yeah, that actually
yeah,
almost
yeah.
happened with Dirt and I. Dirt was coming through and he slid, and I happened to jump over him at the
Oh,
last
wow.
secend. And none of us
That
had it on
sounds
camera,
intense.
so
That's the only thing.
Oh,
it would have been
That
awesome
sounds
because I would have
intense.
uploaded that in a heartbeat. Be like,
all right. What do I hate about Speedsoft? Well, for me, the thing is, I haven't really had any real problems here with Speedsoft. I mean, other than people not calling the hits, but like since I go to Miami Airsoft, I'm kind of used to the no calling hits thing. But I think what I don't like about Speedsoft is the Magnum culture in on the west side in like California, like the Magnum culture there is just so unnecessary. I think there's no reason for it. It's just toxic. And
What about Georgia? Have you played in Georgia?
Oh yeah. It's the same. No, I haven't played there, but I know that some of that stuff happens there. But I just know that it's the most like prominent in on the west side.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, that was going to be the next thing that came up. You recently, and it was like the thing that goes to discuss about, like you mentioned before, cheating and Miami Airsoft. Miami Airsoft is one of the most unique areas, I guess, down here in all of the South Florida area is unique because I've been to, I think it's, 18 different fields across the country so far, and
Wow.
4 different indoor fields. And I can tell you that out of all them, Miami Airsoft is the only one that has as big of a problem as cheating as we do.
Right.
It's nowhere else. And the culture is also completely different. Like, you've been to SNS, right, Lax?
The one in
Georgia,
what
Atlanta.
is it? No, I haven't been there yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'd probably love that field, except you don't have a lot of straight angles to run on because it's about, I'd say, 2/3 the size of Miami Airsoft. The
It's small.
it looks phenomenal.
Right.
They made it to where it's like almost a mashup between like somewhere in Iraq or Afghanistan. They have a tank in the middle. They converted all their fans to helicopters, and there's like a nuclear waste portion of it. So it's a small field, but you're doing a lot of close quarters. And they have an MAD of 10 feet, which they actually, before they go up, they have a marking of 10 feet. They make everybody point at it. This is 10 feet. Do it. And if you don't follow the rules, they kick you out. And their refs are walking the field. I'll give them credit that we had a couple HPAers that were just shooting at short distances and not taking hits. We went up and complained, and sure enough, they sent the refs on the field, and they actually enacted the rules of the field, which I thought was awesome. Because we just don't get that too much at MA. Hardly ever.
Hey, Lax,
Yeah.
real quick, can you help me in the future with my Speedsoft loadout? I really need help with that.
Really?
So with the stuff that's around, with the cheating that we have down here, you recently posted a video where somebody was calling you out for not getting hit.
Yeah, it's almost expected. Like they think you're gonna cheat.
Yeah. So you only had part of like I think you heard part of that. I was like, no, it's Lax, it's cool. That's the guy that runs with me a lot, Too Tall.
Yeah.
And I saw that knuckle hit, and even though he's not on my team or anything else, I did take it upon myself to say, this is why you have to be careful, especially when you see somebody with a camera on, to make sure you're above board. I mean, I've taken hits that I know I wasn't hit on, but it was just too close to tell. So
Right.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I get killed. I think I get killed, or I'll say I take hits a lot more often than I actually end up getting hit, just because sometimes I know that I've like not felt hits because somebody, like somebody that I trust the opinion of has called me out and said like, oh, yo, wait a minute, I thought I hit you, and I was like, did you? Okay, sorry, my bad, and I just walked. Um, so at this point, it's kind of like if I think I got hit, if there's any doubt, I just out, whatever.
So more along to the question to Lax, are you doing the culture that now of if somebody is cheating or somebody's calling out, you're using your videos as educational purposes?
Well, that's what I've always tried to do, right? And I think it actually has helped because I've been doing it for a while now. Like I think I'm doing like 3 years now. Like been doing cheater videos like that for 3 years, and I'm sure it does help. But it's just like I can't. I don't think I have that much influence to where I can stop it all, right? But I'm sure it does help. Like I'm sure through my videos it does help people not to cheat, and people actually help me not cheat because I posted a video where I was cheating by accident, where you only had 2 lives, and then I went in like a third time, right? And then on the fourth time that I went in, I was like, oh wow, there's only 2 lives, right? And then somebody told me a later time that I went in, they're like, well, we only have 2 lives. Remember, like in your video, you went 3 times. Don't do it again. And I was like, oh yeah, thank you. And they helped me out. So
Yeah, you know, stuff that's like accidental really isn't cheating. It's just, oops, it's a mistake. Stuff like that happens. Like there's times where, I always try to aim for hard targets myself when I'm shooting at somebody because I know how strong my gun is. Like
right,
your gun hurts too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was going through some of the video
it's an SOB.
when we were all like playing against each other, and you and I were on the same team. And I go up to you're up in the Everglades. You turn around because I shot at you. You shot me back, and I was like, "Ow!" And then here comes Bugsy running up behind me, shooting me too. And then he got lit up by you.
right,
um, so
That
yeah,
was a fun video.
for me, I use it the same way because there is a group that constantly cheats. So I just do it as I started calling
oh
on
yeah,
field. You know who I'm talking about, right?
yeah, yeah,
Thursday
yeah,
gang,
White dye
Thursday
mask?
gang.
yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be famous by the time we're done with
I,
him.
I had a what is it? I had a video prior, of him just getting hit a bunch of times until he called it, prior to when you made your video, and
Yeah.
I think I told you about it.
Yeah. Um, do you think that Miami Airsoft should take a more active approach if somebody keeps getting on camera of cheating over and over and over again and multiple amounts of complaints? Wait, what time is it? 30 minutes on the dot!
Told you.
Jordy's without the mask. So do you think Miami Airsoft should take a more proactive approach to somebody that keeps being reported as being a cheater that does it over and over and over again and kick them from the field?
I mean, I think they should, but the problem is I don't know how. Like you would have to have some sort of relationship with the people who would do that, like in Miami Airsoft, for them to like verify that what you do is legit and that you're just not trashing them in your videos.
Yeah. And we actually had Dimitri on last week talking about that, and they go, well, we have to see concrete proof. Well, I can give you my unedited video and you guys can watch the video, and then it's going
Right.
to say we're not going to do that. Well, it's like, well, if every single time that people have a problem, do you know how many people leave your shop that are rentals that just don't want to play anymore because they're literally shooting these guys and they just don't call it, and then they get lit up by them, and the funny thing is it's like there's only one or two real bad actors that makes everybody else on that team cheat, and it's the white dye mask guy and his other little short buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcus, and the other guys, they're really, really good. I mean, they're at least they're like, oh, did you hit me? I'll call it out. They do that with me at least.
And the secondary problem with that also is it's like everybody says, oh, the Milsimers are so heavily armored. And that's so a lot of Speedsofters. You're wearing undershirts and everything else.
Yeah.
You're wearing the armor padding.
Some Speedsofters wear like really really heavy stuff, and especially like dye brand stuff as well. And also Anthrax also has a lot of like padding options that you can have in some of their much more heavy jerseys. And some of them are wearing that. What I did was when I would wear a plate carrier at Miami Airsoft before I kind of went speedy, was I learned what it sounded like, what me getting hit sounded like, and anything that sounded remotely close to that near me, I assumed was a hit, and that's just kind of how I went around that.
That's so like difficult to tell though. I feel like you would need some sort of like hearing aid or something.
You pick up on it. I mean, if the gun hits like straight on and it's not like a graze or whatever. I mean, it's an audible like thwack that you'll be able to pick up if you pay attention enough times and actually focus on trying to hear it when you do get hit, so that you can learn that, and then it just becomes natural.
Right, but what about guns that don't really shoot that hard?
So when it
play
comes
it as you go. If somebody calls you out, yeah, go for it.
I'll say when it comes down to my play carrier, as big as and thick as it is, unless you're hitting me directly in the mag pouches, I'm gonna feel it. I mean, even with those, I mean, there's some padding there that stops me from really having impacts. But usually, what ends up happening is people aren't hitting me in the chest area; they're hitting me in the freaking belly, and I have no protection on the lower part of my belly as my.
Oh no, why?
Because I'm a fat bastard.
No, like, and actually, to go back to your point, Lax, as far as like less like lower powered guns, I don't think I've ever. I mean, this probably chronos at, I don't know what, 320. I mean, pistols don't chrono that high, but everybody feels this one too. And a rifle doesn't shoot less than 320, 315 ish. You know, and
right.
most of the time, the more experienced people are using 0.25s, 0.28s, whatever. They're using slightly heavier BBs, which increases, the pain factor, I guess. So, like, even with something like this, people still call their hits against this because they can still feel it. So it's
is that a Elite Force Glock?
19.
And shooting that low?
Yeah, I think you're shooting. I was waiting for him to stop talking. I think you're shooting like 340 at least, probably 350.
340.
Dude,
you know what I'm remembering? I'm probably remembering my old pistol, which was a Smith & Wesson M&P.
I was gonna say
it shot really low.
The Elite Force should be like 340 and above. Like mine shoots 390.
Oh damn.
Yeah, mine definitely doesn't shoot.
And I use in a Miami Airsoft, all my guns that I use, or all my replicas that I use in Miami Airsoft, I make sure that they're under 400, between 380 and 400. That's where, and I'm using 2.5s on my pistols and 2.8s on my short rifles.
When it comes to indoors for me, I just use 2.0s, 2.0 BBs.
See, I did that, but people weren't calling it.
And on top of that, those fans they have up there really change the direction of a .2.
Yeah.
I've made crossfield kills with this gun with minimal problem.
Okay, so we have a quick question, but before we get to that question from Doug, Lax, you're running an OCAL that's HPA'd, right?
When I play on weekends, no, because they don't allow HP on weekends. But on weekdays, if we go on a weekday, I could use it, but I usually just use my AEG.
Okay. So
Joker,
yeah.
We got a question from one of the guys. I guess this is directed to all of us. So since Lax is our featured guy, Lax, do you guys really think that if everyone wore cameras and ran tracers, that would improve the cheating or increase the arguing?
I think it improved the cheating. No, sorry, yeah, it would improve the cheating, yeah.
Right.
There's no physical way to have everybody carry a camera and put a tracer on their.
Well, he's not saying everybody. It's a hypothetical question. Do you think it's gonna?
Hypothetical, yeah.
I will say the more people that have cameras on that are recording, the less the cheating becomes.
Right.
Especially if you run up on somebody and you shoot them and they are normally a cheater, and they're like. And you're calling them out and all that. If they look up and see that camera, more than likely they're putting your hand up and walking away, unless they have a massive problem with you, because they just don't even want the
publicity.
Not even the publicity, the presumption of
if
guilt.
If they have an ounce of sense, they would like see that and be like, that's not good for me.
I think that I really think that tracers, especially in indoor fields, is probably going to skyrocket over the next year. That they're really going to go up, in that it's going to be much more the favored way to play, instead of using. I know why a lot of Speedsofters and stuff, and even Milsimers use flashlights, because they're trying to disorient the people that are shooting and all that. But I think tracer usage is going to skyrocket, especially if they could bring some in that bring the cost down a little bit, and if the BBs go down, about another 20%, it'll be a much better alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question for you, Lax. How do you feel about the treatment of rental folks or first timers?
What do you mean the treatment? Oh, or is that a question from the chat?
It's a question from the chat. So, like, I've seen it, and I think you've seen it too. That as soon as rentals come on the field, it's like, oh my god, we got a bunch of noobs. Or
Oh, okay. So, yeah, no, that does happen. Yes, and that I've taken part in that behavior when they put me like on the full rental team. It sucks, right? Because you know that you're gonna have a hard game. But that for me, like that happens because I go out there just to make videos. So if I'm gonna have a difficult time making videos, I'd rather be against the rentals that are super easy, and I'm not gonna have an issue getting them all out, right?
yeah,
But other than that, I mean, I know that other people like, like do have like some sort of like resentment towards rentals because they're just there and they don't really know how to play. But I mean, I know that exists. I just personally haven't seen it happen. Yeah. And in my videos, somebody did call me out because I like in my videos, I have where when the rental's killed, somebody who looks like a rental wearing like the rental gear, I put rental wrecked, right? And it's supposed to be like funny.
It is.
And some people find it funny, but other people, like this one guy was like, like why so much hate against the rentals? And it's like, well, that wasn't my intention, but I do know it exists because he wouldn't have called me out if he didn't feel that way.
Right. Put some input on that really quick. First, the rental cheaters and stuff like that, and the way that I handle it.
Which is
or is that a question you want to move on to?
No. It's a question to go through, but I think something just. All right, there was just a little hiccup on the stream for a second. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. Lax, I would never stop putting that rental wrecked on there because it's a funny way to point out who's up there.
It's
and
really
funny.
I love it in your videos.
So what were you gonna say about it, Bugsy?
I was just gonna say, like, as far as like treating rentals and stuff like that. Again, I've taken part in kind of like the mudslinging, like I'm on a rental heavy team. It's unfortunate as far as like a tactical standpoint goes, but what's really fun is once I get past that mindset of like I'm on a team full of rentals and whatever, and I'm just like, okay, you know what, we're having fun. We're just having fun. I get myself hyped up and then I run. One of my favorite things to do is like because they're new to the sport and they're already excited to try it out and hopefully haven't been deterred yet in that day. I love getting them hyped up. I'm like, all right, dude, like if I find somebody that's friendly, I'm like, all right, dude, you run with me. Ready? Like I'm just going to fly and you're going to follow me. Okay. Or get all hyped up and then we run and we go and it's a good time. I get killed. They get killed. We laugh about it and repeat that process numerous times. But I like to have that encouragement and that like, energize, like, let's go. This is a great sport, So that's kind of how I handle that.
I got a question for the three of you.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to run? Okay, so you prefer to run red dot, tracer with of course using tracer PBs, or both? Me personally, I don't require red dot. I just use the tracers.
Yeah, just the tracers.
Tracers here.
I don't use tracers or a red dot. I'm gonna start using a red dot. I have a red dot on my Avalon that I just picked up. There's a red dot on that, and I'm gonna see how that kind of helps me. I don't have a tracer unit, but up until this point, I've never used tracers or red dot.
Okay.
And I typically still haven't.
For my one thing I wanted to say, and this goes for everybody. I love Milsim, and I also love Speedsoft, but it's really hard. Joker, you're gonna hate me for this, but I honestly prefer Speedsoft, and the reason why is because of the tracers. In Milsim events, I feel like once I play at Miami Airsoft for like so many times, and then I go to an actual event and I don't use tracers. I'm so used to seeing my BBs, the trajectory and stuff like that because I don't use sights. And then I'm at a Milsim event and I'm like, oh, there's one guy, and I'm like, boop, and I'm like, damn, why am I short? Then I go up and I gotta readjust everything. It's like starting all over again.
Yes.
And I think that's why a lot of Speedsofters just don't go to Milsims anymore. Like,
well, I guess personally, I don't have that problem, only because I see where my BBs go, but from either side. So if I'm unless it's getting close to dust during a Milsim event, which then I'll swap over to my tracer. I don't really give a kid. I don't care about giving them my position half the time because they have to actually shoot me. But going back to the thing about the rentals, there was like a secondary part that I was going to ask everybody. Personally, I don't care if I'm on a rental team or not because then that just pushes me to work harder and become a better player. So
and run into a wall.
That was on Lax's video.
I love that video so much.
Boom. I could not see Lax's eyes when I went through the wall, but I could imagine his face was like.
Yeah, I was.
Don't lie. I watched that video when you clipped it for Instagram, and I texted you right after. I was like, you can see Lax's eye. Like, you can't obviously, you couldn't actually see them, but I was like, through his body language, I could tell that he was like. Hey,
Joker.
It was so great.
Hold on. Before we go into that one, because I want to finish up with the whole rental thing. So, one of the things I also find is, I mean, I named Players Wanted that way because when we first started playing, there was a lot of people that just didn't know tactics. They didn't know how to move. They didn't know how to run, or they got scared and stayed in spawn. Have you ever switched teams in the middle of a game, Lax, to just help out the team that's getting dominated just so gameplay gets better or smoother?
Well, no, because they don't allow that.
Mark. God.
Well, no. The preface is that, we usually run as a team anyway. So usually we try to stay together as much as possible. But there's been multiple times where my team has come in and it's like the third game in a row. We push them into spawn within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I literally have ripped my tape off before him. And I go on the radio and tell everybody on the radio, on comms, like, Joker's going traitor, or I'll scream it out loud. But then those guys get more appreciative inside the sport because I've switched sides to help them. And I'll give them a game or two for them to learn.
Right.
And then like that. It's like most people are scared of getting hit with a BB.
Yeah, they are.
And hey, it's only gonna sting for a minute.
Yeah, right. So I
was that way for a while.
I got here Last King of Cards. That's his name. Last King of Cards.
Okay.
He's got to be from Miami too. How long has spawn camping been a rule in Miami Airsoft, and why is everyone okay with it? I don't remember that being a rule.
Spawn camping, as long as you don't go in there spawn. I mean, look, and I'm sure Lax could back this up too.
Right.
While it sucks that you're trying to go out and do something, and there's people there. You could do what I've seen Lax do it too. You just run out shooting. Worst case scenario, you get hit, you walk right back to spawn. Best case scenario is you take one of the two guys out. They got 30 seconds now. You run right back out, do it again, and you take out the 2 or 3 people blocking that alleyway. And then you still have about 20 seconds to get out in that thing. You just have to run out shooting.
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that before. I've done it to you, and we've traded, and then I've done it to numerous people.
And that's the danger of also spawn camping is that if you're there and you got anybody with not even
someone's gonna break out at you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That's Les from Try Hard's Airsoft. What's up, Les?
What's up, Les?
Yeah, what's going on, dude? Buddy? No, you literally you just need you don't even need somebody that's good at shooting. You just need somebody with a set of balls on them and just go.
Yeah, there's no rule for spawn camping. There's just no rule against it. You can just do it, and then people just have to adapt to the situation. And that's what's cool about Miami Airsoft is that Miami Airsoft has multiple exits that you can get out and not really stay stuck on the same exit where you're just gonna get targeted.
Yeah, 4 exits to choose from.
Yeah,
but I've seen YouTube videos where one of the guys have one exit, the other guy has the other exit, the other guy has the other exit, and you got these rental kids just looking at through the the curtains like, I don't want to get shot.
Can I come out now? No. There's a few times the game where we switched over. Lax was switched over with Bugsy, and I had the Beanie Boys with me. There was a couple times Lax goes, "Where the hell did you come from?"
Yeah. You're so sneaky, man.
Well, what I do is
he looks like one of the cars.
What I do is funny. That's another fat joke. All right. If we're dominating so hard, I will actually put down my primary weapon and go to my secondary. And if I'm out of rounds of my secondary, then I go to the knife. And I can tell you right now, I have so much fun with the knife. Primary. It's not even funny.
Joker's really good with the knife. I've seen his videos. I was okay.
He's gotten me. There's some really, really funny clips that he's posted where one of them he bear hugged me, but then he couldn't stop himself, so he mauled me and himself into a wall, and I was between.
I was
Right,
running
people-
after
I
you
was
though.
between him and a wall.
For
What?
those of you that are going to Miami Airsoft, please have a disclaimer or a liability form with Joker's on the field.
Joker's on the field. You need freaking insurance. You need another insurance for that guy. Because I was here, the wall was here, and then Joker.
Hey, I didn't slam into you. It was a gentle embrace as I put my shoulder
And
into
I
the
got
wall.
it shut. It was so funny though.
I wish Lax was on because I actually had the video when he locked up his leg and all that. Starting with Lax, what is your recall the best injury that you've had or best collision or whatever you've seen on like at least at Miami Airsoft? Besides
Damn,
me
bro.
going through the wall, that was just funny.
Damn, that's what I was gonna pick, man. Because there's no other one. Like there's no other one that tops it. I've never seen somebody destroy the field like in a game.
I don't. The funny thing too, man, is I did not hit that wall that hard because I was already slowing down.
Right.
And it was just that they don't really put screws on that wall. It was just things. And yeah, so to preface this also, Lax decided that he was going to use a wall hack. So you want to talk about your wall hacks there, son?
Oh yeah. So what is it?
Taking advantage of the cards you're given.
Yeah, no, exactly. Basically, what I did is just that I've never seen that wall like that where like you can aim into the other side, and then what is it? Only him and I knew that wall was fucked like that because I don't think nobody was there when that happened.
Nope.
So I'm like, well, if nobody knows about it, I'm just gonna get somebody who's not aware of that little hole there. And then the one person that I do get is the person that that made the hole in the wall.
I was
hilarious.
Well, my perspective of the video is I actually said, watch out, Lax is going to get us through the wall. And each time I went down there, you weren't there. The one time I was just like, whoop, do, da, da, da. I was like, son of a bitch.
Damn. I got lucky, man.
Dang, dude.
Do you think, and this is another question from Doug, do you think Milsim or Speedsoft is more receptive to new people?
Oh, I think Milsim is.
Milsim. All the way.
Because I don't think Speedsoft is that popular like in Europe. So they focus more on like Milsim stuff there. And they have a large population of players in Europe.
Okay, so from my perspective, from what I've seen, at least and I could base this mostly on MA. When you go to other fields, I haven't been there enough or stayed long enough to see how receptive they are when they don't know that you're a YouTuber or not. Like, I went to Battalion, and all of a sudden, I think it's Chris owns Battalion, went on the speaker, announced that I was there, and I was like, oh, crap. But I've seen Milsimmers be a little bit more open than Speedsofters, but it's also, I don't think it's the group as a whole. I think it's when you go to any place where it has established groups already, some groups are going to be more open than other groups.
Always. Well, you're going to have some Speedsoft groups that are, all in, and then you're going to have some Speedsoft groups that are like, we're the best, and not accept anybody.
Well, you got to prove yourself.
That's true.
You got to prove yourself. It's just like anything. Like, I can't just go to a basketball park and just do a pickup game. Like, they're going to be like, no, you're not playing this game. You're playing the next one. Because the next one is like, the random people. And they're going to see how you play. And then they're going to be like, no, hey, you know what? You want to run with us? And that's the way it is. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's the way it is when I was young. Well, I am young, but in my day.
Back in my day.
No, that's how I was too. I made a name for myself these past couple of times that I went. I started actually people were like, "Oh, you want to run?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So here we are.
Okay, Lax, what event are you looking forward into in the near future?
The Stonebreaker event in May.
Okay, yeah, we're looking at doing Stonebreaker as well. So typically the events that we do are tan. Have you checked out Copan yet?
No, what is that?
Oh my god.
Traición en Copan. It's a Centurion combat simulation game.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's very story driven with Copan. So if you're looking at trying to check out something different, that one's at the what is it? The Advanced Training Center, I think it is.
It's in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that event, when I say that the writing there is really good, I mean, a lot of people don't go to Milsim events for like LARPing or anything else, but this one is kind of fantastic to the point where something would show up on my feed. I was like, what the hell's going on in South America? I go to like search the internet for it, can't find it anywhere. Then I go back and realize, oh, it's the Copan group. That's how good their writing is on it. So every event impacts the next event that's out there, and it's the weekend right after. So
cool.
Yeah. So now, do you think that the event's going to go off at is Stonebreaker's actually going to go off this year?
Probably not. Or I mean, maybe this year, but probably not in May, because things haven't really gotten that good since they canceled it.
Yeah, we're hoping that Copan and all that don't get rescheduled too, because we're planning now for it. What's one of the best events that you've ever been to?
Well, I've only been to, I think, two serious events. Like the two serious events that I've been to are here in Florida. The one that happens
Overwatch?
Overwatch, and then there's the other one. What's the other one that happens?
Northern Watch.
No, the one before them. Yeah, Homeland, that one. So I've only been to Homeland and Overwatch.
You were in Homeland too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Were you you were working there for Homeland too, right?
Yeah, we were for Screech Dragon Studios. We were throwing games out there.
Well, it probably might not have been you, but I think somebody that looked just like you refilled my air there. So I don't know if that was you.
That wasn't me. I don't do air. I wasn't working. I wasn't working the event. I was the vendor. I was the one giving out the board games and all that.
Oh, okay. Because I was always thinking like,
I went to Overwatch 5.
Yeah.
Back in 2018. Was it 18?
Yeah. I made 3 videos on it.
Oh, nice. Check it
you
out.
know they're doing Overwatch 6, right?
No way.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, really?
At the Altier Center, yeah.
Wait, so is that by the same? Like, is that by Doomsday or?
Yep. Doomsday, not the mirror event. Doomsday.
Okay. When is that? When are they doing that? Next year? Or
December.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they should have an announcement sometime soon about it. I'm hoping they do, because we definitely want to lock that down. Look, the only thing I know is I want to be on a little bird shooting people.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing. I'm gonna try to do that at the MIR event.
It's $120 extra, I think.
I don't get it.
I'm gonna try to do it.
$120 ever.
I've been in helicopters before. I'm good.
Dude, I have this idea that I haven't seen anybody do it, and I hope I can like do it, because I don't know if they're gonna let me do it with the chopper and stuff, like with safety and shit. But I don't know if you've seen videos of mine, or if you've seen anybody else do this, where they attach a 360 cam and it looks like the camera's just floating.
Yeah.
So I wanna hold the stick off like the helicopter to make it look like the camera's just floating, and the chopper's just floating, like we're just capturing the chopper floating.
I imagine you would be able to do it if it's at least attached to some other hard portion of your body. I mean, you can't do it up, that's for sure. But
right.
Why wouldn't they? You got the rifle. You're pointing out with the rifle. Why can't he grab a selfie stick and point down like if it was a rifle?
That's true. Yeah, I hope they let me do it, man, because it would look sick. I haven't seen anybody do it.
Yeah,
nobody's done it.
Hey, Lax, you know what? Just for safety reason, make sure whatever selfie stick you're using, if you have the GoPro 3-way or whatever the hell it is, make sure you attach some sort of lanyard to it, so just in case you do drop it, it doesn't fall into the ground. It still hang.
Gotcha.
That's what I would do.
What uniform color do you usually wear, Lax?
Well, most events that I've gone to is tan, but I went to Homeland 2 with some guys who were wearing green, so I went green for that event.
Okay, that's probably why I didn't see you too much. Were you at Jade Helm 2?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Bounty Hunter asked that question, so I figured this pop that out there. The most unique event I've been to was Bad Blood to date. That one, it's 4 factions, 1,000 people, and you're trying to collect these stamps. Instead of having medic rules or anything else, it's a mobile respawn. So it was cool. But that's in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Far drive.
That's far as fuck.
Yeah. We were the pack mules and everybody else flew.
Nice.
All right.
How far are you willing to travel, Lax? Like drive? What's your long?
I don't care, bro. I'm willing to do the drive once I finish school, and once I have nothing else to do. I'm ready to go, man.
All right. So, question for you:
All right,
Do
there's
you
an event
prefer
in Washington. Let's go.
do you prefer for Speedsoft pistol or some sort of SMG or SBR type or PDW type? What's your favorite go-to platform?
Well, I don't do the pistols, man. I just don't know. I just never got into them. So I'd run like an SMG probably, or like some sort of compact AR.
It's easier. It's
platform.
easier to aim for you. Is that why
Yes.
you can get a faster target acquisition?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
picture side alignment.
I give Lax a ton of credit because, well, I mean, when I never have to worry about being overshot by him. I haven't really gotten overshot by Dirt either. They're usually really good with it. And I'd never been really hit while I was dead walking away from them. So I'll say I wish there was more people like that at MA because I think it'll end a lot of arguments.
What are you currently using right now? What's your current platform? Like what are you using
right now?
Yeah.
I'm using at MA usually I use my Ocos VR, which is like just like a small AR. I don't know. Yeah. And I mean that's usually
I was gonna say, what do you think of the KWA QRF? Because I'm thinking about getting the mod 1.
That's the one that comes
the MP5 looking one.
That's a nice looking gun. It's just if you want to upgrade it, it's KWA.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
because it's KWA.
Yeah, because they put a lot of proprietary parts and stuff in there. And it's just like the Crytek. If you want to put different gear set or whatever, they have to grind out the gearbox. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I'll just get an Umbrella Armory and call it a day.
It's worth it.
I think Umbrella Armory is doing like their own version of the gun that you're looking for.
Oh, fun.
Really?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity,
honey, you can forget about your birthday present.
Well, tomorrow's my wedding anniversary.
Guys, if for whatever reason I come up missing, please know who did it.
What was the question you had, Bugs?
I was gonna ask you, have I ever accidentally overshot you? Has that been a problem on my end?
No.
Cool. I just want to make sure that I've been okay with the trigger.
No, it was kind of funny because the trash talk that goes on inside the various chats we have, and they're like, and he keeps going, "Come on, 1v1 me, nerd."
1v1 me, nerd.
And then I go back through the videos like, now I know why he wants to 1v1 because I shot him up so many times.
Talking about that guy that's down here on this corner.
Yeah,
that guy, the 1v1 guy.
The 1v1
in the Zoom call, you look like you're pointing to blackness, loser. No.
Hey, Lax, do you have a shop set up to where people could buy your patch?
I don't currently have any patches. I sold all out. Like, got to make more patches.
Nice. I got.
Well, how do you earn a patch? By shooting you?
No, man. If you just ask for one, I'll give you one. If I don't have that many left, but I ran out. So.
Yeah, we ran out too on my side. We're making 150 more of these guys.
Yeah, I gotta make like 300 or so of the players wanted ones.
Is it fair to say that I'm out if I never had any Bugs patches made?
No, sometimes it takes a little while.
Hey guys, I'm taking pre-orders if you guys want to donate now. Free patch.
I think I'm going to be going on a binge play session. I told my wife as soon as this stuff is safe enough for us to go out and things start opening up again, that I'm going to be gone for like a week.
That's it?
Well, I mean, more than
so long.
Well, she's used to me being gone because I'm usually on the road for the board game shit anyway, so I'm either going from one convention to another. But pretty much almost every convention's been canceled, including Gen Con. San Diego Comic-Con got canceled, all that. So, now I've seen inside your thing that you're being sponsored by Raptor now, Lax?
Yeah, I've been sponsored by them for I think over a year now.
Okay.
Raptor Airsoft?
Yeah, Raptor Airsoft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the issues I have, and obviously they're your sponsor, I'm not going to trash them too much, was that they decided to stay
No, go
open.
ahead. Go ahead.
They decided to stay open during this. And
yeah,
it was a real concern because some of the people I saw going up there, one guy tested positive for COVID-19 a week ago.
Jesus Christ.
A week before. So it's like, and you try talking with them and say, hey guys, don't do this now. Wait. you're not an essential business, and it was disregarded. Same thing with like who else? Combat Zone stayed open, and
Yeah, I heard about that too.
and so did Plex, and
Oh yeah.
and they're all yelling about, you know, oh, we're being having the cops call us and everything else. Like, and then everybody points their finger at me. I was like, well, I'm not the only one complaining about it. You have a lot of other people that are just as pissed off as I am, because we've lost people down here. You know, we lost 2 sheriff's friends because of the virus, and then, you know, it's a real risk. Do you think field should stay shut until this thing passes?
Yeah, of course. They really like you know, they're my sponsor and all, like, but they really, like, when it comes to money, they're very like that's their only incentive to do anything. So you know, they don't care about that stuff really.
Yeah. See, personally, I'm probably not going to be going back to Raptor, Combat Zone, or Plex, Xplex because of it. There's plenty of other fields that decided to close down. I appreciated that, you know, and it sucks because we want to play so much.
Right.
But I appreciate a lot that Danny shut down Miami Airsoft because of, and followed the things to the letter, because, you know, I don't think most people realize this, how damaging that could be to your business. If you're open during this and it's against the you know, the stay-at-home order, somebody gets sick or somebody dies from it, your business is now liable, whether you want to like it or not. So you can lose your entire business, you can lose your home, you can lose everything, especially if you're not adequately insured. And a lot of these guys don't have the adequate insurance for it. $1 million liability insurance really is not going to cover the death of a person. You really need like $10 to $15 million in liability insurance.
Well,
to
that's law though. That's the minimum requirement.
Yeah,
so
Bugsy lost his cousin to it. So, are you also going to be taking? Is anybody else going to be taking that approach of, I'm not going to go to a field that was open during a pandemic?
Yeah, I am.
Well, so this is my issue with that. I've had this plan even before this coronavirus thing happened, but I want to go to every field in Florida once just to make a video on it. So I would have to go one last time to all those fields, just for the sake of that series that I'm doing.
I got you. Hey, if you ever need a riding partner, I'm down, homie.
Awesome, dude. I'll let you know when I do that.
Yeah. I ride in style too. I got my 2014 Lincoln Navigator, nice smooth ride.
Nice.
Plenty of space, because I'm doing the same thing as you are, Lax. Is I'm trying to hit every field I possibly can.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out to Stag yet? Strategic Tactical Airsoft Groups field out in Alabama.
No, I haven't been out of Florida yet. I've only been in Florida fields.
That's a fun field, man.
I bet.
That's my highest kill streak, was being inside of a tower at Stag, and I only had one life. I killed like 39 people on one life.
Wow.
God.
I was the last man standing, and if there wasn't an argument going on of whether or not I was dead or not, I probably would have lasted till the very end.
That's crazy. 39. I've only, like, the max I've done is 24 at Miami Airsoft, like 24 kill streak.
I've had some higher kill streaks at Miami Airsoft, but I don't count them because they're against rentals.
Gotcha.
So it's like, I was there.
Rental basher.
I think that's unfair for the rentals. How about the most friendly kills? How about that?
I think I scored up high on that too.
Every time I go to Miami Airsoft and I start on the Everglades side, on the far side, I always get hit from in the back of my head by some rental.
It happens, man.
Now, what are your thoughts on the team kills count?
Well, I think unless the ref says like that there's friendly fire, because I've had both. I've had the ref for my years of going where they're like, yes, it counts, and they're like, no, it doesn't count. So I never really know. So what I do is if the person shoots me and I know it's my team and I wave to him and then they tell me sorry, or they're like, whatever, like we both acknowledge that it was a friendly fire, then I'll just keep playing. But if I don't know, I mean, there's times where I don't know who's hit me, and then they tell me later, like, oh, I'm sorry, it was me. Then it's like I just went back to my spawn and just respawned because I don't know who it was.
Jay?
Yeah. Well, as far as the whole friendly fire thing goes, it's kind of similar to what Lax said. Is, I can acknowledge. Well, actually, no, it's not really. if I get shot at all, period, no matter who it's from, I call it. Like, you've heard that from different refs that it's either a yes or a no as far as if it's been hit. I've always heard that it's, that it counts. So I've just always taken them. It's not that big of an inconvenience for me as far as that goes. I think there's going to be problems no matter what way you go with it. Personally, I don't think it really should count, but I don't really have any grievances against it if it continues to count.
Joker.
Yeah.
Assault One says about the whole killing spree thing. He goes, or getting shot by Joker when you're on a killing streak.
Oh, get wrecked.
Look, all right. So yes, I'm a team killer, mostly because there's a gun pointed at me, or you're not where I think you should be. So it happens.
Yeah.
But as for team kills, with the exception of force on force games, to me any hit's a hit and I go back. If it's a force on force, I don't think a force on force team kill should count as one of your deaths. But
Right.
because it's a rule at Miami Airsoft and because of how much I've hammered the cheaters down, I always take the hit and leave. So
Yeah, that's what they're saying on the chat. They're saying at lax, team kills it still counts as a kill, regardless.
Hey man, I've played where the ref is. I've got the ref on video saying like, no, it don't count. So I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to stand behind that. If the ref says, "Hey, don't
Doesn't
count,"
No, if the
Hey,
ref says it doesn't
the
count,
ref said
then,
it.
Whatever.
That's what also one of my biggest peeves at pet peeves at Miami Airsoft is trying to get the refs to stay coherent with the rule sets. You know,
They don't get paid enough for that.
how about
I
this?
had a. Go ahead.
How about they stay off their phone and actually ref a game? That would be awesome.
Especially when they're on top of the tower.
Yeah. Or are you gonna say Lax?
Oh, I was gonna say where we were playing bomb game, and Dimitri was saying that don't take the bomb into your own spawn because if you do that you lose, right? And then he mentioned that that if you see that's the case happening, he mentioned that that team kills do count. Basically suggesting that usually they don't count, but in this case, if you see that's happening, they do count, right? So that's what I understand.
Yeah,
My understanding is that he's saying that they basically don't count. So you know what I mean. It's confusing because I've had like I've said I've had both with the rest of yes accounts, and sometimes they don't even say anything about it, or they say that it doesn't count. So it really depends on the ref, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I really wish that some of the other fields I've been to, have you been to Stampede's field yet?
No.
Is that outside of Florida?
No, it's in Tampa.
No, I haven't been.
All right.
I haven't been either, so don't feel bad.
Those guys are pretty good at. You live closer to them than we do.
I just moved here.
So for their field, they really do police the field heavily, and everybody knows what the rules are, so it's not hard. I think that the refs should know the rules, what's printed on the wall. No, sorry. It never fails. I'm left alone for hours on end in my office during the day. The second that I'm live streaming or doing something else, I get bombarded with stupid questions from kids that don't need to be answered.
Can I go outside?
I think it would be good if the field said it. Like, for example, Miami Airsoft doesn't say it. Like, it doesn't. I don't think it says it on the rule set.
It does.
That it is. It does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. I feel that I do know that they literally the owner told me that what is it that it does count, right? Is battalion. I went there, and the first day that I got there, they're like, friendly fire discount. And then when I got hit, I went back to spawn, even though the kid was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Battalion's an interesting field. Are you looking forward to Palm Beach Airsoft?
Yeah, if they ever open, man. That's never gonna open.
That's been in the works for so long. I kind of forgot about it until I went back to Miami back in February, and then they started talking about it again. I was like, oh right, you were doing that
Joker keeps saying that it's a two-story, right, Joker?
Yeah, that's 2-story and air conditioned.
All right. Just letting everybody know out there, you can find me on the first story. I'm never going up to the second story. I'm too fat, too tired to go up the stairs while I'm running.
I don't know. I'll take those stairs 3 or 4 at a time. sort of like what I do with Everglades. Everglades, all I need to hit the bottom stair and the top stair. And people are like, "You're so quiet." I was like, "I land gracefully."
Have you ever watched me when I'm running? Like when the game starts and the whistle blows and I'm going, like if I'm coming from the far side of the field and I never go up the stairs. You know where the ladder is on that one side of blades? I never use the ladder. I jump it.
What?
I jump. I go from floor to top on my side to put my gun through the door so that anybody that comes up those stairs on that side, I can shoot them as they walk through the door.
See?
And that's why you got shot.
No, and this is why
I traded with you, loser. I traded with you.
And this is why people like him, like these two, they have safety briefs and rules about safety. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Hey, look, when I go running up those stairs at Everglades, I am not misstepping. It's like I have never. Oh shit! Knock on wood. I've never misstepped going up the stairs at Everglades. Now I've fallen through the ramp on that back Everglades hut because that thing just fell apart. I went up. I went up the back ladder that Bugsy talks about jumping and have the leg rung break on me. It's like,
Bro, you're breaking the field, man. You gotta chill.
You shut up.
Did you at least say timber? Timber.
That one hurt. When I went on it, I was on it, and then as soon as it went, I got it went like the other rung went from my shin all the way down. I was like, so I had that entire. I was like,
Speedsofters is the reason why we have safety briefs at Milsim.
No, but then what I was getting to is like when I'm on the closer side of the field and I'm running and you go up the stairs to go in Everglades, opposite the ladder.
Yeah.
I go from bottom step to top step. I don't use any of the middle ones. I'm just
Lax.
I run.
On the bank side, when you run through the middle and there's a car and people love to jump on the hood. Guess who made the crater on the hood?
No way.
No way. No.
That guy. Right there.
Bullshit. Hold on. I need to pull up my first fucking video right now.
One time I was at Miami Airsoft and he jumped over the beacon and I see that hood go group.
Jesus Christ, man.
Don't listen to them.
He goes, Jordy, film me when I jump over.
I didn't know. By the way, I did not say jump over. I said slide across. But
stop destroying the field, man.
Shut up, Lax. Who invited you here anyway?
Bro.
Oh damn.
He broke the ramp. He broke the ladder.
He almost broke the wall. He ran into the wall.
He did break the wall.
He did break the wall. Almost breaks you.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, I did.
Then he tried to blame it. And another one. Here's another one. He tried to blame it on Tinker because Tinker took a sharp turn. He almost broke the bus.
That one was totally Tinker grabbing the door and pulling it out, and I ran to that thing full force.
You know what I love about Joker when he gets hit, like when he falls down in something, like he does it so graceful that it's like watching one of those like dramatic movies, like a soccer player. He's like,
yes.
And then he looks at the sky, and then you see the birds chirping and the wind blowing.
And then the voiceover plays, and that is how I was hospitalized.
That is how I died. Right there,
this is a story of my death, but don't worry, it's not that bad.
It's like when you die in GTA and it gets slow-mo.
Yeah.
And the sky turns gray.
I can see, Joker, what you need to do on your videos when something like that happens, when the moment it's like Gears of War, it turns red on the side, like.
Dude, that one was. I don't know if you saw that video or not, Lax, but we went to go rushing out, and he grabs that window of the bus where they have that side thing that's usually always shut. He grabs it to get the leverage so he can go sprinting, and then he does a power slide to the light and hits the light. Well, he grabbed it, and he opened it up just enough. I ran full force right into the edge, and I hit that thing, and then, you know where those stairs are that go down?
He almost went down there.
I was laying on the top step going, oh. And
oh, my God.
Yeah, he goes like, oh, fuck.
I was waiting for that story to go. I fell down the stairs.
That was probably next. If I didn't hit the wall, I probably would have ended up down those stairs. Because I slid.
But hands down, the funniest video that I believe from Players Wanted was when Joker was behind Tinker. Tinker does a power slide under Everglades and he nails his head. Oh! I'm gonna tell you something. First time I saw that video, I was sitting. My daughter was like watching something, and I jumped and I laughed so hard. My daughter wouldn't stop crying for like 2 hours. I couldn't. I was almost like tears were coming down my eyes. That's how funny. Because all you see here is like running, slide, and
You hear the.
You want to hear something stupid I did? So I was trying to break out of a spawn camp, and like I just sprinted out. Okay, so like on the near side of spawn, the closer spawn to the safe zone, when you sprint left to go to that house, and then you would go into maze from there. I sprinted that way because I knew that there was a Speedsofter over there, but I didn't know where he was, and I ran, and he was sitting behind the car that's closest to that wall on the left side. I didn't know he was there, so I gained so much momentum, and I started a slide. I get shot. That distracts me. I kept on sliding, and I went straight into the concrete wall, or the wall of the thing. Just went poof, poof.
I'm gonna call you Gumby from now on.
I've got it. I've got it on video too. I'll try to find that clip and send it to you later. But I've got
Joker.
Yeah.
What was the worst time you ever lost it on an indoor field? Just give me one. Everybody's gonna go around.
My worst one is that one guy that's my embarrassing moment, because that's like the only time I really lost it to the point where I actually retaliated. So I was going through house. I already had shot the guy 3 times, so he was already supposed to be out because it was force on force with 2 respawns. And as I'm walking by the window, he shoots me in the back. And I looked at him and I was like, didn't I already shoot you 3 times? I'm still taking my hit. I go to put my hand up. He shoots me in the back again. And Lax.
Oh, we lost Lax.
Oh, no, wait. Am I back? Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
back.
So then I turn around, I go through the window, and I meant just to point my gun out. I was like, what the fuck's your problem? And I pulled the trigger. And I shot him.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And I nailed him in the plate carrier. Right?
Oh, but that was a plate carrier, though.
It was the plate carrier. And then he starts shooting me in the face. Well, I wear the helmet, the goggles, and the face mask. I didn't feel anything. So I started retaliating with my gun, and I am literally intentionally aiming for every soft spot possible. And as I'm backing up, he's coming through the window, and I'm still shooting him in the arm. And he goes, what the hell, man? What's your problem? I was like, I'm walking out, and you shoot me, dick. And he goes, oh, what's that? I was like, here's the exit. And he's like, then he tries to make up for it. I was like, no, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
And
Shay.
Yeah.
What about you, buddy?
He just don't lose his temper.
Joker, I've only once, and I actually was kind of a bad on me and him, but I'll explain. But Joker, that's when an HPA would have been fun for you because you could have laid off on him. Anyway,
I did not go full auto. That was Snoopy.
Even
on semi you could have laid off. But anyway, my thing.
The Speedsoft are talking again.
Really?
even on semi.
You know what? That's okay. You know what? You guys share your experiences. I'm gonna go. No. So I had one experience with a guy who he was a rental actually, and occasionally we have like problems. Like sometimes rentals cheat because they don't really understand like the fundamentals of the game. Like you know whatever they'll cheat. And this guy, I'll preface this now, he had no idea how to play the sport, so it wasn't that he was cheating. He didn't know that you were supposed to call your hit when you got shot, which I'm not sure how you missed that, but he had no clue. So I was playing with him, and I've got it all on tape too, and I'm not really proud of the way that I handled it, but it's more often than not that people are cheating versus just not knowing how to play. So to me, it's not really worth giving the benefit of the doubt in that situation. But I was in Glades, and I see this guy walking around garage, and he's not on my team, obviously. So I went and I shot him. I literally just sat there and took my time, and I put one shot or 2 shots into him. And then he flinches because he gets shot, looks around. I'm like, he didn't put his hand up, so I put probably two more maybe.
Whatever, 2. You say 2 more, it's probably like 20.
So I put maybe 15 more into him, and then he looks around. No, I'm kidding. But then he looks around, and then he sees me, and then he starts pointing his gun, and he starts shooting at me. And I'm like, all right, that's it. We're done. We're going. So and he didn't hit me at all. He didn't hit me. So he completely missed because he wasn't aiming. He was one-handing his rifle first off. And then I keep on shooting at him. He runs in the garage. I had a chase with this guy. I went down off glades. I went under, and I was watching for him. And then I got into a fight with another guy, which I didn't end up hitting him, and he didn't end up hitting me. I just got away from him. But then I see this guy come out of garage and run around back towards the bus, and I start shooting at him as he's running, and I chase after him. I'm boiling at this point. I'm like, this is the worst cheater I've ever come across. I'm running. I corner him in a room, and I keep putting bullets into him until I can get close enough to be like, dude. And then I was so done. He never hit me once, but I was like, dude, just call your freaking hits. I didn't get up in his face, but I was probably like 5 or 8 feet from him, yelling at him like, dude, call your hits next time. I shot you so many times back there. Walk back to spawn. After that game, his friends come up to me and apologize. They're like, dude, we are so sorry for what happened in there. He had no idea that you're supposed to call your hits when you're playing. We failed to explain that to him. And
oh wow.
And he was like, and they were like, he had no idea, and he came to them, and they were telling me, he was like, yeah, he came to us, and he was like, this guy kept on yelling at me and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Shay, yeah, it's not the guy's fault, dude. You didn't see his life bar on top, like sword art online. All right, I know some of you guys seen the anime.
Yes,
right?
I've seen that.
Took an elixir, and he had unlimited life for like 30 seconds. All right, Lax, what about you, buddy?
But yeah.
So I think my worst experience where I actually lost it was actually with the ref Dimitri back in 2017 when I first started my channel. What is it? We were playing a game that we don't really play anymore, which kind of sucks, and that's just because of the layout of the map, I think. And that was Defend the House, and we were defending.
I love that game.
Yeah, dude.
I
honestly,
love that game.
Such a good game, right?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you really quick. We had a strategy. We literally, that room that's in the center that only has one doorway.
Right.
So we were playing Defend the House. Every single one of us sat in that room, had every single angle outside of that room covered. Destroyed that game. It was amazing. Continue.
So it was me. I think it was me, my brother, my friend, and my other friend. We were just holding the house, and then I'm holding the window. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the way Miami Airsoft was set up prior to the way it's set up now, but we're holding the window that would look into the port area. I think that's what it was called. And Dimitri gets me out, right? Dimitri gets me out, so I'm there with my hand up because the rules say that, or the rules of that game say that I'm supposed to just get on one knee and put my hand up so that I can get revived in case my teammate comes around and gets me. So then, what is it? He gets me out, and then he gets the angle into the room to see if anybody's gonna come. And since I have my hand up, I'm supposed to have, he keeps shooting my hand because I guess it's blocking the person. But I'm supposed to sit there, right? Because I can't move out of the way. Because if that would be cheating if I get closer to one side and somebody else can get me. So I have to stay right where I am. And he keeps shooting my hand, and it just keeps hurting. And and I'm not even wearing gloves. And he gets my friend out. Then my friend stays there. And then he throws a grenade in there right next to me, and it was one of those what is it, grenades that blow up and then they make a lot of sound. The Thunder Bee grenades. No, the Thunder Bee grenades.
Yeah.
He throws that in, and then he doesn't tell anybody, because there's a bunch of rentals on his team or whatever, just newer players. Doesn't tell anybody hey, if they have their hand up, right, they're out, or doesn't remind them there's a person in there who's already out. Doesn't say anything. So they come in and they all just shoot me in the hand again, man, and I just fucking lost it. I just walked out.
Ouch.
The one time I lost my shit, all right, and I mean, I lost it where I almost got banned from Miami Airsoft, but luckily, the ref saw the whole thing. I'm not proud of it though. So we were playing. I was using my DS 2011, and this was 2 years ago. Well, yeah, 2 years ago. I was playing with GSR, and we were dominating the field. We were destroying this kid. There was this one guy. He looked like he was about 19, 20 years old. He's probably a cop right now, because we talked. So he created. One of my guys was shooting him. One of my teammates was shooting him, and then the other guy was shooting him, and he wasn't calling his hit. He was literally behind the tires, by the light, the center light, the tire area. Mm-hmm. So he was getting shot. His head was visible, so he was getting shot in the head We flanked them from the right side, shoot him, and he was still not calling it. The whistle blew. The game ended saying, "See, stop firing, ceasefire, whatever they say." The kid kept shooting us after the whistle blew. So we all like, all I hear is like, "Turn around and shoot that motherfucker." So we like, it was just like instantaneous. I turn around and we just all like 10 of us, like unloaded.
Oh
We unloaded on this guy on all the sauce guns. All he did was turn sideways, so all of this was being shot.
no!
Full auto. I didn't go full. I can't go full auto because I had a pistol, but some of the guys were full autoing him. It was just really really bad, and the kid actually he was the one that ended up getting kicked out because the ref saw him shoot after the fact. And it wasn't like
Damn.
quick, like he kept shooting for several seconds after the whistle. So, but that was the one time and the only time I actually lost my cool onto someone where I actually fired my weapon at somebody.
Oh fuck!
And there goes the screen.
Lax drops it. So, I will say the best one ever that I've witnessed was Snoopy's response. So, you might have seen this clip of his, Lax. You know the guy Rage Machine?
No.
All right, so this guy, we called him Rage Machine because he always would get yell. He'd always scream and yell. It's like there was one time I was shooting at him in the tower. He didn't call his hits. And I was like, come on, man, you're hit. And he goes, you hit me? And I was like, yeah. And as I'm walking away, he shoots me 3 times. He advanced, and then had a yelling match. He advanced off the tower, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward a week later, Snoopy was inside the house, inside that the doorway area, you know, before you get into the main house.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know the clip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Tinker was shooting.
I don't.
Huh?
I said Yordi and I don't know the clip.
So Tinker's shooting at him from over by the fences. I had just gotten taken out. Snoopy was inside the first little doorway area. He's sitting there straight shooting Rage Machine 15, 20 times in the face. So it's not like he's maybe shooting a hard padding. No, Snoopy's aiming for the face. Then the guy turns to Snoopy and goes to, Inept Tactics. Then goes to Inept Tactics and starts shooting at him. Snoopy goes full auto. Right to the face. And the Rage Machine had the nerve to go, really, bro? Full auto? Full auto? Maybe you should have called the first 1,500 hits that hit you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it gets to a certain point when like cheaters and stuff like that, like if you're gonna cheat, I probably wouldn't do full auto, but that gets to a point where like I don't have any remorse for overshooting.
They will ban you at MA if you like go full auto now.
I won't go full. I won't go full auto because of that reason. If it's a field that allows full auto, I usually use semi anyway. But if it's a field that allows full auto, then yeah, sure. But like if you're gonna cheat, I don't have any remorse for the amount. Like I have no filter to the amount of bullets that I will, or the amount of BBs that I will send your way courteously. If you're not calling the hits.
I made a promise to myself that I'll never lose it again. Not even like curse at the person anymore. If I have video on it, I'm just gonna make you famous on social media, and that's it. Nice. And I learned how to turn that switch on and off.
Well, the funny thing is how many times I'm now the peacekeeper. Like, there's been so many fights I've broken up, and like the one where I'm sitting there pulling Mammy back by his arms, like, no, we ain't having this right now, and to put myself in between.
See, the only time that I've like gotten like really mad was at that one guy that I had to pin into a corner shooting until we finally got to a point where I could like talk to him. That was the only time that I've gotten mad. Otherwise, I don't really get mad. I just send BBs your way. If you're gonna cheat, you can take it. That's how I look at it.
Lax, how are you on time? Because we can go on forever.
Well, until my phone dies, I think I'm on 20% right now.
Well, I do have a question for Lax. Since it's Milsim versus Speedsoft.
Right.
So Lax, what do you think about? I mean, you're a Speedsofter mostly, but you also do Airsoft events. How do you think that leadership can utilize you Speedsofters in a positive way on our missions? Like, what do you think they should? What do you think they should utilize you guys for? Like,
you mean at events? Yeah. probably, you know, if you have like an objective that you need to get fast, like for example at Northern Watch we had an objective where we needed to get it very fast because the other team was also going for that same objective. If you have just people that you know like are very agile and fast, and I mean I guess they play Speedsoft at their home field, right? And yeah, you can get those people to take that objective quickly.
So do you think that the host, whoever's putting the event, instead of asking, hey, do you want to be an assaultman, SMG guy, or whatever, should they also have like another one? Are you a speed softer, so they know what to plug you in?
No, they shouldn't do that.
No.
But I mean, I'm sure.
Well, how would
I'm
they
sure
know
you
that?
would know. I mean, you would know. You would know, I guess. Well, no, you probably wouldn't know. You're right. Right. You
Exactly.
probably wouldn't know.
Because it's gonna be too late if the event already started. It'll be like, hey boss, by the way, I'm a speed softer. Can I put? You know, I believe that they should have like a, hey, you can be a rifleman, but are you a mission? Are you a Milsim player or are you a speed softer? So they know where to plug you in. See, that's what I would do.
Right.
So I can utilize my speed softers better. It's like a sniper team.
That's true. But that would be hard to incorporate, though. I think that would be difficult to incorporate, and people wouldn't take it serious.
Yeah. I agree that it would be hard to incorporate, but I don't. The way that I would personally like go about that, as far as myself, is I would just openly advertise the fact that I'm fast. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be that I am a particular class that incorporates Speedsoft or whatever. Just like Lax said, I think it would be a little hard to incorporate that like setting or that class or whatever.
Well, yeah, because like rifleman and like what is it, the grenadier class? I guess
grenadier.
I don't fucking know.
You got rifleman,
snipers, DMR, like those are just like guns and like how your gun is limited. But how would you make a class or something like a something that lets people know that you're fast? How would you know that? Like how would you set that up?
A recce team, like
or
recon,
fast assault squad,
like a recon team. Hey, I need you guys. This is the map. This is the middle point. I need you guys to run here as fast as you can, or get there as fast as possible, and radio in enemy position, and come back.
Or even that, if you needed reinforcements in a particular location, they would be the first squad to be like, "Hey, they need."
That's called QRF. That could also be a.
I didn't know that. Cool.
But the thing is, also it depends on the event. Like some events, like if, for instance, at Bad Blood, the job of the marks is to run up the die, because we are literally removing our stuff across the field. Maybe his phone died quicker.
No, I'm still good. 10%.
So when it comes down to that, it's a matter of, you know, we needed people to go run up, because the further up they got, the further we can move the mobile spawn and all that, and stop the tribals from killing us. So, Lax, when you play Milsim events, do you drop the Speedsoft mentality of play and follow in with like more Milsim style? Do you adjust your play style at all?
Well, the whole thing, the whole reason why I guess I got more into the Speedsoft side of Airsoft is because I know the field, Miami Airsoft, right? And because it's an indoor like controlled field, there's nothing else to take into account other than like what you know already, which is the box you play in, the little like ring you play in, whatever. So at a Milsim event, like I don't know the entire area. Usually the area is much bigger, so you know, running out there like you know I would at Miami Airsoft wouldn't really help me out too much, or wouldn't help out the team that I'm in. And not only that, but my team probably wouldn't take that same approach of going out there and just being as fast as you can and get to the enemy like before they even know you're there or whatever. It probably wouldn't help them out.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just more because there's some people that I've seen that they don't change their play style depending on what side they play. Like at MA, I make myself go faster than I typically would at a Milsim event. Only because
you gotta pace yourself at a Milsim event.
You have to pace yourself at MA too. You just can't go hot and heavy for 6 straight hours.
No, you can't. You gotta have some games where you go out hot and heavy, and then others you gotta chill.
Yeah.
Because if not,
I'm kidding.
If not, you'll be like Dirt. Dirt has had cramps, and he just kind of like laid on in the middle of the field with just cramps in his legs from running all day.
I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to Miami Airsoft, when they say force on force, I try to avoid that game. Like I try to sit out and rest. Because there's the dude. It's what happened with Joker. Like it's only 2 limited respawn, so you only get 2 lives, and I see the same guy coming back. Like I'm like, dude, are you that prideful? Like, are you that salty that you got shot by maybe a 12-year-old?
Right.
You know,
I've
16-year-old, like, come
accidentally
on.
done like the third respawn, and I'm like, oh shoot, because I've played 5, unlimited respawn games, and then
Right.
they switch it where I've just like go back, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then they switch it to 2 respawns, and I'm like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's
Oh
why.
shoot.
That's why I
Like-
like the mission, the light games, like where you got to get the center
Oh,
light
yeah.
or all 5 lights, or whoever get the most lights win. Those are my favorite ones. But I don't know,
Yes.
Joker, if you notice, like every time there was a force on force, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna sit this one out. 'Cause I don't want. I know I'm. There's gonna be that one guy. White guy's mask.
Yeah.
That one guy. That's gonna.
Hey, it
that I'm
happens.
probably gonna run into, and he's gonna have a bad day.
Yeah. Because those guys, it's like you know exactly what they're gonna do, especially if they're on the port side. They're gonna run right the fences to get inside a house, and they never get fully inside the house before we're coming up the tower and shooting them, or if they're running by the window, they get shot out of the window because we know what they're about to do. The predictability is just funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I would like some of those games to come back, like Defend a House.
Oh man, I wish.
Actually,
wish,
you
yeah,
could probably
yeah.
get it done. The only thing you have to do is just ask them to do it. I would also like how some of the other guys do, like Dutch does, where they convince them to let everybody versus the experienced players.
Oh yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
we've had restrictions imposed upon us so we can stay together as a team. Like we're not allowed past the halfway point in a light game, so we can go to the light and that's it. We cannot go past it to spawn trap, and I think it's fair. Or all that. I adjust a lot of times. Like if I already got a lot of great video, sometimes there's stuff that's missing. So I just don't agree with a lot of times. I've seen some groups that their job, that what they just want to do is every time they just want to grind people into the ground. This is making fun. I'm there to have fun. Plus,
Right.
get a little better.
Hey, Lax,
Yeah.
how do you prefer Miami Airsoft with like 10, 15 people, like 15 on 15, or do you like it nice and packed, like 30 on 30?
Well, I'd say because so what I do is my whole thing is I want to like get as many videos as I can during the day. So if there's a lot of people, there's a higher chance that I'm gonna get a good video out of them. So if it's packed, it's probably better. But if it's like sometimes it's been too packed where you can't turn a corner, right? Where it's been like I think it's been like 50 on 50, like there's been like 100 people there. That's too much. But I think there's a good amount where it can be pretty heavily packed, but where it's not terrible, right?
Do you believe that there should be a limit?
Yes, because
Like 25 on 25, something like that?
Probably a little more than that. Probably closer to the 30 on 30, because because if it's like 50 people versus 50 people, you don't even fit in the spawn. It's just too crowded.
Yeah,
And wait
I've
till the
seen-
social
yeah.
distancing rules come into play. That ain't
Oh,
6
man.
feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about 5 people on 5 then. 5 on 5.
No.
No, right, no, and could you even do 5 on 5 in that? No, but
Nah, you
I forgot what I was
fit
gonna
out.
say.
It was.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done like 2 on 3.
Yeah, that's what we started off with. That was the
two
first
on
game we
three,
did.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first game the 3 of us did together.
And
Worked
you
us
guys
out.
lost. Lax and I took you all out.
Hey, Lax, is that a die I5 or I4?
I5. I don't fit the I4.
What about, do you use the heads-up display or when you paintball? If you paintball?
No, I don't paintball. No.
All right. Do you use the heads-up display thing though, or no?
No.
How comfortable is that thing?
It's pretty comfortable. Yeah. When I wear when I don't wear I wear what is it? I think it's like some face masking. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's a balaclava. I don't think it is. But I wear something over it, like over my face, and then I put this on, and then when I have that on, it's super comfortable. You don't even feel it.
You don't sweat or anything like that?
Yeah, you definitely
it won't
sweat,
fog up. It won't fog.
but it doesn't fog. No, that's
Really?
the crazy thing about this. It doesn't fog.
I've been curious about the i5. I use the X Fog a lot, and I also got a Smith Optics goggle that comes with a built-in fan.
Yeah, with the fan, right?
Yeah, I'm one of those. Like, remember at the beginning of this, we talked about like the players, like the Milsim guys, that they're all Gucci'd out. That they
Yeah.
got like, real expensive stuff. I don't want to say I'm one of those guys, but the reason why I do have this stuff because I got issued to me through the military.
Gotcha.
And I also did outside the military private work, and there was a certain quality and requirements of what stuff you can use, and the company paid for it. You know,
Nice.
so that's why I use a lot of my real steel stuff. Because why am I going to buy repros? I already have the stuff. Why am I going to spend more?
Right. Right.
Right.
Like this right here. This guy.
Yeah, I've heard that the X-Fogs are good, and I've thought about it, but at the same time, these have worked relatively okay. They fog up a little bit, but only if I
Well,
stand still. And if you ever see me in gameplay, I'm almost never standing still. I'm
I
always
think
like,
the X Fog is like the fan thing that he puts
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah, I got it.
yeah,
I got it.
It is.
I got it right here.
And it's a hose that goes
wait.
into the thing
Hold
to
on.
keep
It's
it
right
from
here.
fogging. But I'm just saying it's not necessary for me because I'm always moving, and moving keeps it from fogging.
Yeah, but
That's
they also,
true.
for the X-Fog, they also have a system that can go on the mask as well. They have like it comes with a headband that you can put
Oh yeah,
on.
yeah. I know, but I'm saying it's just not worth the initial.
I wasn't talking
like,
for you. I was telling it for Lax.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's like a bundle, right? I think that's what I got.
Yeah,
because I have my own. I just
Yeah.
didn't need it.
yeah. I actually have something really cool coming in that goes on your plate carrier backpack that keeps you cool, supposedly. So I get to demo it out and check it out and see if it works.
So Lax, the i5, the retaining system back here.
Yeah,
Your mask doesn't go up and down, or it just stays planted.
it just stays planted. It doesn't move up and down.
nice.
All
'Cause
right.
you can tighten it. Yeah, you can tighten. And then if you wear a hat, it stays even tighter. Like right now, I'm wearing a hat, and it stays even tighter. It doesn't move or anything.
And you got the all black one, right? With
It's like black, and then the
the lens is the.
it's like a mirror lens. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it's black.
I'm trying to find the multicam one, but I can't. No, it's sold out everywhere. I want to do the
The one-
multicam for my Speedsoft uniform. I want to do the multicam one with like the red lens.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing the dye mask. I veered off that track for two reasons. One, my call sign is Bugs because of this, and second, it's also the one dye mask that I found that I was like, this is good for me. This color combination, this works. It was like a $200 mask. Or
Jesus
whatever, and I
Christ.
was like,
That is true. They are more expensive because of the color
They
scheme.
are, but they are really well built and really nice and stuff like that. So it is an investment in good Face Pro, but it just wasn't enough for me to also give up my
Right.
So defining.
So Lex,
So-
I know you're running really low on battery right now. Is there anything you want to say to your fellow Speedsofters, or actually every player in general, out there?
Call your hits and have fun, man.
it.
Straight
That's
to
it.
the point. Somebody asked for a shout out, so we are going to shout out some of the people that have been with us from the beginning. Speed, QB, and _Miami. Bounty Hunter, who's been with us almost every single stream. Bounty Hunter also wants to do a collab with Bugsy and Lax. And I love how he doesn't put my name in there at all. All right.
Hey, Lax, we're popular.
Hey.
Oh, look at
feel
that.
bad,
Hey,
dude.
our collab is something good, bro.
Nobody knows who I am.
GMX Blast 1104. Thank you all. Jesus, thanks for coming on. Doug, of course, coming on. Lax, we really want to thank you for coming on and having some talks and all that. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah,
here.
of course. Yeah, I did.
I really hope that we can we can go do like one of those road trips, man. Like if you're going to a field, just let me know. As long as I'm not
course.
banned from it.
No,
I'm gonna message
Yeah.
you, Lax. I want some help on my SpeedQB. I want to be SpeedQB'd out. I mean, I want to go and be like, yo, who's that guy?
yeah, sure, bro. DM me, and I got you.
Just buy some Adidas brand clothing and you're all set.
Bro, I'm all about Adidas. I refuse to wear Nikes. All I wear is Adidas.
Oh god.
Dude, I'm actually wearing Adidas sneakers right now. Not that that's
I'm all about the 3 lines.
So
Yes, sir.
anyways, thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna have more of these series going on. Hopefully next time we could actually get Dirt on here because that would have been fun to
Yeah.
have Dirt and Lax
Yeah.
on. I don't know where Dirt went off to.
Listen, I get that I'm a replacement, but relax.
I like Shay.
Look,
I'm
youngin.
kidding.
Yeah.
He's gone.
All right.
Anyways,
So that's Laxsoft from Laxsoft Airsoft. That's Bugsy. That's Battery1 from Assault and Battery Airsoft. I'm Joker from Players Wanted. Until next time, we'll see you on the field. Stay safe and call your hits.
Yep.